No matter the type of campaign you're running with Foundry VTT, your players will probably face a combat encounter, or even a turn-based skill challenge at some point in their journey. Foundry's built-in tools already make starting an encounter a breeze with bulk initiative rolls and an easy-to-use combat tracker. But there's so much more that can make combat both immersive and effortless for your players. If you're not using these modules, you're not making the most of this amazing VTT. I'm Kobold DM, and here are my top 5 combat modules of 2021 in Foundry VTT. I'd like to start with 2 honorable mentions that don't quite make the list since their effects are mostly cosmetic. The Combat Numbers module shows bouncing damage and healing numbers akin to JRPGs and MMOs. It's great for bringing extra visual effects to a static scene, and notifying players about who has been healed or damaged. Our second honorable mention is the Blood and Guts module, which brings the violence of a battle to life by splattering tokens and floors with blood after a token takes damage. This blood stays on the floor until removed, and even sticks to the tokens no matter how they orient themselves. I made a more complete guide to Blood and Guts module in a previous video. You can check it out by clicking the card in the top right. Combining both of these modules goes a long way to bring your combat scenes to life, but for now, let's jump into the true top 5 modules. Coming in at number 5 is the Turn Marker module by Adagio T. I've been using this module to great effect in my campaign. The party's logo is perfect for marking turns on a battle map. With the turn marker, you can use a default marker or add your own custom one to denote a token's turn. The module also has some extra settings that displays a chat message for the start of a new turn, and it can also mark where a token started during its turn, so that the token's movement can be more easily tracked. Overall, this is a great module that makes tracking the progression of combat a lot easier for both the DM and the players. At our 4th spot is Combat Enhancements by EFFORTLESS. This module enhances the Combat Tracker tab with radial health bars and the ability to modify health directly from the tracker. However, its biggest feature is being able to easily rearrange the combat tracker. If you play in a game system that allows for dynamically changing initiative during a fight, this module is for you. It's also great if you let your players decide who goes before the other, if their initiatives end up being the same. Though, using the next module in our list, you might not even look at the Combat Tracker tab at all. At number 3, we have the Combat Carousel by Irrational. If you've ever played a turn-based RPG, you'll be quite familiar with what this module does. It provides a UI at the top of the screen when you begin a combat, showing the initiative order, character art, and health for the players who have permissions to see it. It also provides a tracker for how many rounds have passed, and the ability to easily pass the turn into the next character without having to click into the combat tracker page at all. I'm all for modules that lessen the amount of clicking that I have to do as a DM, and the carousel effect brings this awesome video game feel to the combat. At number 2, the runner-up is Combat Utility Belt, again by Irrational. CUB provides extensive tools for automating some of combat's most pesky problems, namely the ability to set up automated concentration rolls. The most common thing for any DM, even the best among us, is to forget concentration. This module solves that problem by automatically prompting concentration checks when a player has the concentrating condition active on their token upon taking damage. The module also makes conditions easier to track, as you can mark them to show up in chat when they're applied, and even provides a link to the compendium entry for conditions for easy reference. There are a ton of other combat automation features as part of this module, though it would take a deep dive to set it all up. Let me know in the comments section below if you'd like me to make a tutorial on Combat Utility Belt in the future. The top combat module at number 1 for Foundry VTT has to be Token Action HUD by Esposito. This is perhaps the best module I've seen for making combat easier on both the DM and the players. When the players have their own tokens selected, this module lets them see a list of actions that they can take via the character sheet. Spells are broken down into spell levels, and it even displays the spell's status as rituals, concentration, bonus actions, or reactions, as well as showing its components. You can even right-click these or any of the Action HUD buttons to see a more detailed display of the action. Furthermore, you can roll at a glance your skills and saving throws, and even mark yourself with condition modifiers. It also has some extra utility actions for the player and DM. The HUD can be freely moved around, and the extra tabs can be added with a book icon. Overall, it's a fantastic way to avoid spending too much time looking through a character sheet full of spells and features. I highly recommend this module for every campaign, and that's why I think it's the number 1 combat module in Foundry VTT. Let me know in the comments if you think I missed any great modules, and if you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Also, a huge shout out to my first Shout Tier patron, Smoothie Buns. If you'd like to support my work, head over to my Patreon where I post sneak peeks on upcoming content and provide battle maps I made for my homebrew campaign. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.